Okay, how Chinese has helped me. 9, creativity, problem solving in very simple ways and making sense of life through a very simple or through a very different lens. Problem solving. One thing that Chinese has taught me is that problem solving doesn't have to be super complicated, you know. You think about it, Chinese script was really how the Chinese people solved a communication problem. How they started off with, how are we going to record the divinations, our communication with the divine that affects our agriculture and so on. How are we going to record these things? And they came up with these inscriptions that they put on the so-called oracle bones, you know, the bones of the scapula of cattle, you know, oxen and so on, or turtle shells and that kind of thing, right? And they came up with this writing system. Of course, for all cultures that developed a writing system, they were solving a problem. Chinese did it in such an ingenious way, right? By the way, it is believed that the earliest writing system, I think, came from Sumeria. I think I'm not sure how you pronounce it, cuneiform. Let me look that up. Um, I don't want to pronounce it incorrectly. I'm sure I have this somewhere. Oh, looks like I closed that window, but cuneiform. Let me see. Should be able to find that. I'll tell you how it's pronounced. Mm-hmm.
Cuneiform.
Oh my gosh.
Cuneiform.
Cuneiform. I never even knew how that was pronounced. I've always seen that word. Cuneiform. Cuneiform, which comes from, I think, Sumeria, if I'm not mistaken, which seems to have been a precursor to hieroglyphs and the Chinese language to some extent. You know, of course, like, you know, I don't know how these civilizations relate to each other on the timeline, but you had the hieroglyphs of the Egyptians, you have the script of the Chinese, you know, the characters, so-called characters, or Sino, what do they call them? Sino. I learned this word when I was doing research for this. Yes, it's called sinograms. And then you've got Sino meaning Chinese, by the way. And then you've got like you had the Aztecan hieroglyphs kinds of things. I don't know what they called those. You know, you saw them in did they have them in Black Panther too? Maybe they did, I'm not sure. But you know, you think of the Aztecan kind of I mean, they took the, you know, if Chinese script is artistic, well, I mean, the Aztecs took it to a whole other level, right? So, you know, you have these all of these civilizations that solve the problem of communication through by creating these writing systems. Now, the Chinese writing system is probably the only one or one of the few ones. I'm not sure about Tamil. I know Tamil I think it's also an ancient language. I'm not too sure. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. But Chinese is one of the few ancient languages that still exists today, right? Maybe Sanskrit too. But the way they problem solve, when you look at how Chinese script is composed, it's almost like modern day icons, except it's more linear and people look at it and they think this doesn't make sense to me. But you think about Nike. You think about Nike. If a Chinese person thousands of years ago saw Nike today, you think they would understand what it means, the Nike symbol, or I don't know, any other branding symbol that you know of? Maybe not, but like Chinese script is like ancient icons, right? A bunch of ancient icons. So if you're into marketing and you're interested in, you know, improving your branding expertise, I think Chinese would be a really good language to study. But one thing that Chinese proves um is that problem solving doesn't have to be super complicated. I mean, Chinese script, when you think about it, it houses complexity within simplicity, complex ideas within simple linear compositions. So that's very instructive to me. And even when you see how they solve the problem of creating, of coming, of expressing modern ideas using ancient concepts, it's really very intriguing to see how they do that. So, for example, the word for like telephone. The word for telephone is electric word. And then you say, but electric is modern. No, it's not modern. When you see how the Chinese people come up with electric, you realize electricity has been around forever, right? So they represent electricity by lightning striking a field, right? Lightning striking a field. And then when you see too how they solve the problem of representing the natural world, the animal kingdom, through their script, it's really quite amazing. Every word that a Chinese person has, that the Chinese invented or created or expressed, is a lesson in problem solving. For example, the word for crocodile or alligator is yu. Means to startle. Yu means fish. So crocodile or alligator is defined as a fish that startles. So interesting, they define a crocodile or alligator as a fish. I'm not sure why. That's interesting. And they know that it's an animal that startles its prey. That is its main hunting method, right? So all of these things are really, really interesting. So how Chinese script has helped me? It has helped me understand that problem solving does not have to be complicated. The best way to solve a problem is with a simple solution, right? Okay, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed that, how Chinese script has helped me by teaching me one way of approaching creativity, and problem solving is a big part of creativity.